Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Breathe Life and I'm back with another video. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. On my channel, I talk about how I was able to grow my type 4 hair to hip length. I also discuss true crime stories and anything that's on my mind that I would like to share with you. In today's video, I will be discussing the updates on the Orrin West case, along with a couple of thoughts that I have. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few snippets of the video and I'm going to also discuss my thoughts. So let's get right into it.
Just this week, BPD announced they will be taking over the investigation from the Cal City Police Department. Joining us this morning, Bakersfield Police Chief Greg Terry to tell us a little bit more about this case so far. Chief, thanks so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Good morning.
We know your department has been involved in this case and investigation since pretty early on. What's been the role so far and how is it changing now?
Well, we have been involved in the investigation since day one. But just based on the facts and the circumstances now known to investigators, the circumstances surrounding the disappearance of the boys and the direct nexus to Bakersfield, it just made sense where we are in the investigation after discussing with our other partners for us to take a lead role. And really what that means is we will continue the investigation, but we'll also be responsible directly for the investigative strategies, obtaining information or resource allocation, and just really working hard, continuing to work very hard to find out what happened to these little boys.
We know that the boys used to live in Bakersfield. Does the department believe that they were missing long before it was reported in December?
We're investigating all facts and circumstances, and so investigating all possibilities as well. And we will continue to gather facts and circumstances until we know. But like I said, based on what we know now, the historical connection to Bakersfield, it just made sense for us to take the lead role, and that's what we're doing.
It's a combination of factors. There is information that is known to investigators.
That information now making the Bakersfield Police Department the lead agency investigating the disappearance of 3-year-old Orson West and 4-year-old Orrin West. Carrasco says in order for jurisdiction to change, there would have to be good evidence for it.
If a crime didn't occur in Bakersfield, will the Bakersfield Police Department ever just take over an investigation and say we are now the lead investigators?
There again would have to be some exigent circumstances surrounding the details of the case, but normally, no. Normally the only reason that they would take over the investigation is because there is sufficient evidence to believe that the case originated in Bakersfield.
Over 20 search warrants were executed so far in Bakersfield, in other jurisdictions, in parts of California City as well. On behalf of the Bakersfield Police Department, he was unable to disclose exactly what they were looking for items from various residences is pretty much all he will tell us at this point.
So guys, Bakersfield Police Department is taking over the case. So many people have stated that they felt the boys never made it to California City. I mean, it doesn't really solidify it. However, in most of our minds, it confirms the theory that Orrin and Orson West never made it to California City. I want to address a question that was left in my comment section. If the children have been missing for 3 months, how did CPS not realize anything was wrong? Because don't they make visits? And I've come to the conclusion, based on what I know with my work with Child Protective Services, because I am in the social service field, I believe that they had 4 adoptive children and 2 biological. And that was said in a news report. Somebody said that this report was wrong, but I believe it was correct, because that would be the only way that they can go for so long without no one noticing if in fact the children were missing for 3 months or more. Once children are adopted, CPS no longer makes visits. However, if there are foster children in the home, they will be making monthly visits. Usually it's on a bi-weekly basis. It also can be on a weekly basis. So they wouldn't have been able to get away with going for so long without no one noticing the children were gone if they had foster children in their home. Once a CPS worker goes into the home, they have to make sure they document their observations, not just for the children that they come to observe. They have to document the observations on the entire family. So if they come to the home to see 2 foster children, they have to talk about what they saw. For example, they would say, I saw the foster children. I also greeted the 2 adoptive children as well as the biological children. So they had to document all of their observations. So the parents would not have been able to get away with this for so long if they were getting visits by CPS. And as I said, CPS does bi-weekly or monthly visits. Okay, so I do believe that Jacqueline and Trezell had 4 adoptive children and 2 biological. So there were no fosters in the home. And that's to address the question that someone left in my comments asking how they were able to go for so long without CPS noticing. So guys, I am so hopeful with the new update. Something big is in the works. I'm excited that this case is going to come to a resolve because this has been a very stressful time, just thinking about the children, where they are, thinking about the suspects getting away with the crime. I feel strongly that BPD has some good evidence and I feel like justice will be served. We're hoping that the children will be found.
We're sitting here with Rosanna Wills, and she's been extremely active in the search for the missing boys here. What made you start the search in Bakersfield?
When we found out that they had lived here prior at the Casa Loma apartments, they had a search group out there that, like, I don't remember what day, but I think it was probably within that same week or 2. They did a search party out there right across the street from the Casa Loma apartments. We continued to do our own searches, and like I said, there was different groups searching out there. We searched around the Casa Loma apartments, from like the field from Cottonwood going towards Mount Vernon, and then and Casa Loma, and then Casa Loma to Watts. So I mean, we searched around there. We've searched in Hageman and Allen and around that area. They also, other searchers had went to Hart Park. They were searching there. I mean, we could only do so much because, I mean, when you're out there searching, it's really not as easy as it seems.
We tried to get the biological mom here today. We don't know why, she's not here, but, there was an attempt, I don't know what, the circumstances were behind that, where she wasn't available to be here today. But can you be a little brief about that?
Yes, ever since day one, the biological family has been getting all kind of backlash and just, it's been crazy. So, and the biological mom been going through a lot, she's going through a lot, she's hurting, people blaming her for the kids being in the system, like they're blaming her for them missing as we speak. But
well, let me ask you a question. Is there some reason why she couldn't be here today?
Yeah, honestly, we talked, and her mind's just not here. Okay. And then just based off this discussion today, I was getting backlash just for this discussion, and it hasn't even happened. So I could imagine if she came on here, she needs to. There's times places that she don't need to be because just the backlash that she gets and just everything that's going on right now, it's not. And so I suggested that, maybe you should just stay home. She was going to try to come, but like I said, I'm trying to protect her and her peace because she's going through so much and people don't understand that.
It's very unfortunate because everything, particularly her, that she says or does is picked apart, made to be something that it isn't. If she's emotional, then people say something about that, and if she's or they said that she's not emotional enough. So there's really no way to win. And it's unfortunate that we even have to fight anyone when we're literally just trying to find justice. Everything that I can speak for that I've seen Rodu has been extremely positive. From the billboards to the banners to publicly speaking for, whatever she has to do to be, the one. And unfortunately, when you put yourself out there, there's going to be people that for whatever reason are going to attack you. And this particular case has so many levels to it because there's people that are going to want to put blame where it's not. It's unfortunate that we have to deal with that. It's unfortunate that we're going to have to take legal action. We actually have to stop by the Bakersfield Police Department. I know I am after this because it's all becoming too far. So in my efforts to share information, I was told by a couple neighbors about a suspicious fire at their home right before they moved to California City. And
was that a small fire or a big fire?
It was a fire so large that I have the report actually right here. It took 5 units, and the police or firemen stated that they believe an entire shed was on fire because that's how large it was.
And this was at the Trezell's mother's house.
In addition to that, there have been, when I was able to actually see that backyard, there's a seat from a van that was parked in front of their home that they've now removed and put into their backyard behind another shed, and parts of the seat where you would sit will look cut out and burned around the edges.
Now, so how do you feel that that's related to the boys?
It's not, a forensic investigation just needs to be conducted either way. That's the only thing that I cannot sit here and say this is related to the boys or it isn't, but it's extremely suspicious behavior from the people involved as far as not only what the backyard looks like, but just the behavior and the fact that they refuse to help in any way with any of the searches or even sharing a flyer. And up until now, when we would contact Cal City Police about anything that we've seen or asking them if they could help or do a forensic investigation, unfortunately it wasn't their jurisdiction. So But
now it's the Bakersfield Police Department's jurisdiction.
Yes.
And do you think that because of the time that has elapsed, that maybe some of the clues have been missed or maybe destroyed?
Oh yeah.
Most likely, and that is why people have taken it upon themselves just to keep an eye on what's going on.
I just want to finish with where the billboards are. So there's one right there on Mount Vernon between Mount Vernon exit on the 58 going east, and between Mount Vernon exit and Oswell exit on the left hand side. Though you will have to look on your left hand side. And then there's one that should be up probably at the end of this week or the following Monday. That one will be in Tehachapi. And I don't know exactly where, but it's in Tehachapi off the freeway. And then, so that'd be a total of 5 with the 2 donated by the lady. And then the 3 that the GoFundMe account had purchased. And they gave us 4 weeks of the space free. And we had to pay for the vinyl and the artwork and all that stuff. And then GoFundMe, they take out so much for you to take your money off and all that stuff. So we were able to, the last billboard, shut it down because many people donated to the GoFundMe account from across the country. So it's amazing to support that. And that's why we did get the GoFundMe up, because they wanted to support, because they're not able to come out here and search and be a part of the prayers, and so they want to be a part of it in some way. And then
and they're so important to billboards.
Yes,
let me ask you a question. Is the GoFundMe account still up and available?
No, I took the GoFundMe account down because just getting the backlash. Our main goal was to. And
let me stop you for a second. Okay, you took the GoFundMe account down because of controversy.
Well, as soon as she had enough money to get the 3rd one up, then she took it down. But controversy.
But this search is still active.
Yes.
Right.
This search is still active. So, controversy, backlash is going to go with almost anything that you do. So, I would say keep the GoFundMe account up. I'd say reenact it, put it back up, because you're going to need funds to do what you do. Get a GoFundMe account, they abuse it. But see, we can actually see what's going on with this GoFundMe account. We can see it through billboards, we can see it through the banners, we can see it through the flyers, we can see it through the t-shirts, we can see it through the face masks, we can see it with boots on the ground.
So guys, what are some of your thoughts concerning the update and the panel discussion that I just shared with you? Has it changed your mind concerning some thoughts that you had regarding the Orrin and Orson West case? What do you think? Do you think that this case will come to a resolve really soon? I would love to hear your thoughts. I love talking to you guys in the comment section. Let me know what you feel about this case. Do you feel hopeful? Do you feel that this confirms your theory that the children never made it to California City? What are some questions that you still have regarding the case? I have been following this case every single day. Even though I may not discuss every single detail, I do try to provide you with every update that I receive. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Until next time, have a blessed one. Bye.